Hello and welcome to The Hindu. My name is Shiv Sahay. With me is my colleague Shrabana Chatterjee. We have a very important guest today, Minister and Senior Trinamool Leader, Dr. Shashi Panja. Dr. Panja has been a key minister in the Trinamool Congress government and she has represented Shampukur Assembly 3 times. So, welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
My first question is like when we were walking up the stairs of this house, and this is been a very important house where the Trinamool Congress, so since its inception, it has been a very important address. We saw marks of bricks on the window panes and all that. So we never, you on March 14 when the Prime Minister's rally was there, your house was attacked. Now, as a senior politician who've given decades of your life to public service, did you ever think that you will come under attack, political violence of this nature?
We knew that the BJP is a violent party, or their politics is very shallow. But this was a new low that we looked at. It was a total vandalism or hooliganism. And they are so proud about what they did. It is shocking because it is equally humiliating when I'm in my own karyalay or in my own house, my political office, and I am putting up my political banners. My political workers are there and we were attacked. I mean, what could be more humiliating? And I was clearly overpowered.
Yeah.
In my Mamati Manush ka rule, Sarkar ka rule, I was overpowered by these gundas hooligans. And what again surprises me most is the cowardice. Because for them, I think some of them didn't even know it was Mantri. Chhod dijiye. Ajit Panja's house, forget it. But you have a lady is in front of you. You can't come running with a brick and thump it on her tummy, on her stomach.
Yeah.
What is this that we are looking at? That is the grain. That grain is so bad. And they did it on a day when the Prime Minister is in town. You should be rejuvenated and rejoicing and so happy about it. You found a minister's house and they just came and actually it started with tearing down of posters.
Yeah.
That lot went away, installment of buses. We came back to install our posters and flexes by our workers. And I just went around. Then the second installment of buses came. They got down. They they tore those posters and beat up my workers who were there in the ground floor reception.
Many were
And that's when,
injured.
absolutely, more than 15. Then that's the time I came back because this was audacious. I mean, this is very surprising. And the surprise is when the police is saying, because this so-called boycott BJP is a poster which our party has been installing everywhere. Now, down this Central Avenue, it's a huge thoroughfare. Right from where they begin, you may have seen boycott BJP everywhere. So you didn't get down at those places and tear them up. How come this happened here? That's only when the police said that I realized, yes, this appears to be a very pre-planned attack.
Ma'am, you were personally injured in that attack. I just wanted to know that even beyond politics, we have some civility also. Did anybody from BJP off the record also call you and express any...
Not at all. I mean, off the record, nothing. I don't even expect that courtesy maybe. But on record, there's statements after this. There is no kind of, kind of a guilt or a remorse about it. Because then Dilip Ghosh is saying that my cadre has grown up. It's like saying that my children have really grown with right values, that they can, he's endorsing the violence. So that is even more surprising. Rahul Sinha, who's been recently nominated as the MP, is endorsing to further on saying that why did you attack with sticks and water bottles? You should have bombed the entire house. Does he even realize which house he's talking about? And you think that all that scares us? It doesn't. It is so humiliating that they just got away with all this. Why doesn't the Election Commission take cognizance to these words? They don't. to
No.
these utterances.
Yeah.
Arjun Singh, by then they were declared also when they said these statements, you should have bombed. You should have bombed her. I mean, what are we looking at?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Bengal, of course, my constituency voters were very concerned. Didi has flagged it often
Yeah.
that they attacked my Mahila Mantri. Abhishek Bandyopadhyay has also spoken about this. This is very unfortunate. I mean, this cannot. It's like bulldozing, and they are Bohiragatus. I could find the bus numbers. You could make out that they were from outside, but even those belonging to Bengal, they were. You could restrain them. I mean, those at least from Bengal should have said, not at least endorsed it.
Yeah.
That's worse.
Exactly. That's what my question was.
So heading on to the next question. So as you're a senior leader in the party and three-time MLA and minister as well, and what do you think of the 2026 elections, upcoming elections, and how do you think it is different from the 2021 elections, the last one that we saw?
I can begin with a question that if BJP, the way it says, if it is so confident of winning this election, hum log aa hi rahe hain, then why did you actually have to do an SIR? You do a routine SIR, an intensive IR like you did in Assam. Why did you have to go so deep to disenfranchise so many people? That means what you say and what you believe is so different. If you're so confident of winning, you don't have to adopt these measures of, which is again taking away rights of the people. You see, again, I put myself as a glaring example, not because I want to project myself, but a three-time elected MLA is put under adjudication with what intent? If you, I'm a registered, I declared, obviously voter, otherwise why will I be elected or even standing up for elections? If they could logically adjudicate me, just what have they done to the others?
Yeah.
They have mapped voters who have not been given hearing notices and have been deleted.
Yeah.
It's a terrible situation. So what we look at is that why is BJP taking such a huge risk? It's like a backlash on them. So how? Why? And then we realize that when you have an institution which is overarching institution like ECI, doing everything right, left and center, be it transfer of 395 officers, no one to challenge them in the MCC. We can shout and scream or we can go to the court, but it takes time.
Yeah.
Didi went to court over the SIR, for which, there is a semblance of some sanity in the redressal procedures. But otherwise, these people had gone berserk. So look at the authoritarian attitude. You know you're facing a backlash. You know people are getting harassed. But still you're trying to cover up in a larger narrative to say, Muslims hai, Guspetiya hai. But I am actually saying in my constituency, women, I have to say, you are Hindu women and you are not a Bangladeshi or an infiltrator. Why have you got omitted?
Right.
Yeah.
You see, they have driven a different kind of narrative before. It was a divide between two languages.
Yeah.
Before the Hindi heartland and a Bengali land. They have done that. Communal lines, still they continue.
Yeah.
But again, they can utilize Humayun Kabir for their motives.
Right.
So you will use a Muslim vote bank to divide between TMC and maybe Humayun Kabir. That's what they think. So everything is very political. It's very, we would say the agenda now, it's why this election is different. Because we are going into an election with a stunted voter list.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It is so unconstitutional.
And many do not know what their future is if they will get to vote or not.
Yeah, those who have been adjudicated and deleted are not even aware that they got deleted till we actually, because we are bringing out the list and telling them, are you aware you're deleted? And it's like
fall from the blue air.
Fall from the blue, scared. They don't realize the consequences.
So ma'am, if we take the example of your constituency, it's located in North Calcutta, Central Kolkata, about 44,000 have been deleted. Now, if we consider a constituency or an assembly, it will have roughly 2.5
Not
lakh.
at all. I stand with a lower population. I was with 1.7 lakh, 5
So
lakhs,
1.7 lakh,
which became 1.33.
33. So
Plus.
almost you have a deletion of about 30%,
Yes.
roughly. So you going to an election with 30% less electorate than it was just the last election, 2024. Now, do you think that there is no level playing field? You as a Trinamool Congress candidate, you are not having a level playing field.
I agree. I agree.
And that is the whole reason why you are challenging you and your party is challenging the election commission, and probably that is the story all across the state, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, what we are saying that yes, we all want fair and free elections. But where is the fairness when you've got rid of so many legal voters?
Yeah.
30%
So where is the fairness?
Large number.
And regarding the free elections, I mean, it's so unfortunate. Initially, we used to refrain from speaking because it kind of generated a different sentiment. Oh, that we are Muslim appeasement people and all that. But if you were here during Ram Navami, I am a bhakt of, and we are also doing pujas every day, but not for exhibitions. In the name of Lord Rashi Ram, what happened were mobiles armed with swords, actual weapons and knives, brandishing those weapons, and a complete show of that's not flamboyance. What should I say? It is rowdyism. And DJ Ram kab ho gaye humko nahi. I mean, it is so surprising that Ram ke Bhakti Geeti were all DJ remixes. It was like 3 days continuously. And if you have a blaring noise like that, they will have to face that also. I think it has gone down totally negative for them. It will. The electorate will not tolerate this.
So you're saying basically that, this kind of hyper exhibitionism of a kind of a different imposition of a culture, which is a North Indian culture, will have an adverse impact on the electorate of the state. The electorate will not like this kind of.
But I would also, on the contrary, say and take it also that yes, we had some losses in the Lok Sabha and also in the 2021 77 seats that even BJP won. Must have won on some kind of impression.
Yeah.
Because if they can lose Ayodhya, why did they at all win those seats? But of course, it was a very low number from it was 12 or whatever. And I stand at minus 1,000 down. But yes, that time it's like Modi ji, I don't know. But if I think if 400, 400 par can come to 200, here 200 can come down to less than 100. Of course, it was 77. It is the electorate which is a thinking electorate.
Yeah.
But again, we have yielded somewhere because some kind of sentiment has prevailed and people have voted for them with certain expectations. We understand those expectations have fallen through. We hope otherwise BJP would not have changed or took up another slogan from their traditional war cry of Jai Sri Ram to Jai Ma Kali. What is this? You think people are a bunch of fools out here in Bengal? That they don't understand that you are suddenly now Jai Ma Kali. What is this?
Yeah.
You can have and then trying to speak in Bengali at the same time. Look at the paradox. You say Bangla, it's Bengal. Bengali is a language of the Bangladeshis.
Yeah.
If Bengal vote you want, but you are then beating up the migrant workers who are speaking in Bangla. It's such a paradox. What are they aiming for?
Yeah.
And why are you even looking for a vote in Bengal if you think that we are Bangladeshis?
Right.
Yeah. So heading on to the next question. So a large chunk of your voters is women, and your government has taken quite a few conscious decisions, policy decisions for women empowerment, like multiple social welfare schemes like Lokhi Bhandar, Purnashri, which has crores of benefiters. So if you could tell me a little bit more about that. And
so the scheme of women empowerment of Lakshmi Bhandar, the last one, was in 2021. Now that was before the Vidhan Sabha 2020, and just remember those were difficult, turbulent times of COVID.
Yeah.
But we had an 8-phase election. Nevertheless, it was so difficult and people were not getting out of their houses. But nevertheless, that was a time when Didi had announced not the scheme, name of the scheme, but she said there is a scheme with a financial
Yeah.
incentive. And then May we won,
Then
August it got implemented.
Yeah.
21. We are in 26. Hugely popular. 2.42
42
lakh
Yeah.
crore.
crores. 2 crores, 42 lakh beneficiaries,
Hmm.
women, with the scheme. 2-3 things. One is it's her money. It's her bank account because it's a
Yeah.
single bank account. So you kind of include a financial literacy component also with it.
Yeah.
And of course that samman, that respect is my money. Critical gaps can be addressed with that money.
Yeah.
So when we started off, the quantum was less. Now we stand at 18,000 per
Hmm.
annum for a general caste woman, and SC/ST is 1,700 into 12 is
Over 20,000.
like that.
Something
Yes.
that has been copied
So
in multiple
no,
other
and
states also.
so but just look, when we speak, we say it's 1,500 or 1,700, but this BJP puts it as हम लोग तो 10,000 रुपया दिए हैं बिहार में,
Hmm.
which of course they announced during MCC,
Hmm.
how they can do it. Election Commission allows them to announce a policy during the Model Code of Conduct and dispersal of that money during MCC.
Hmm.
Bihar doesn't retaliate, but we do. We've not done all this during MCC. Having said that, that 10,000 rupees which they promised, and you know how it's fallen through.
And it's a
So that was
one-time
10,000 per annum. Yeah, one
Hmm.
time. It's like a one-time assistance.
thing. Hmm.
And we are doing, which is again, so we now actually put it like 18,000 per year.
Hmm.
Make
Hmm.
Delhi again announced 2,500 and has not delivered yet.
Yeah.
So that is one difference. Having said that, this BJP says, हम लोग आएंगे तो अन्नपूर्णा भंडार करेंगे.
Hmm.
But do it in your BJP ruled states first.
Yeah.
Exemplify. That is all that we are saying. So why once they had called these schemes as tolls, then they started to ape them,
Yeah.
but never implemented them.
Right.
But we
So,
are continuing. So the continuity of the scheme is one important.
so one of the poll campaigns which the BJP is running is this attack on women and that women are unsafe in West Bengal, and they particularly has highlighted this after this tragic Archikar incident. Now, my question is that like we were all and very vexed, perplexed by the incident. Now that the BJP has fielded the mother of the victim, what kind of political messaging is it? Does it, when the incident happened, there were a lot of non-political people who came on the streets and gave their support. Now, putting up the mother of the victim as a candidate on a party symbol, does it, what is it trying to? Are they trying to use it as an opportunity? Does it also harm the whole campaign which a number of men, women in West Bengal? So
No, I was on ground because Arjikor is not very far away from where we stay, and also not far from my constituents.
and I believe
I'm an alumni of
alumni.
Arjikor. I'm an alumni of Arjikor. And till Shambazar, it's my constituency. So I have seen those days and nights when the spontaneous outpouring of grief and sympathy for the victim,
Yeah.
the victim who died. We saw all that. We faced that. We also faced the criticism towards us, everything. And we were I would say, we had equally condemned the incident. Who would want this such thing to happen? Nobody wants it. And we were also condemning this. But right from the outset, I would say that one thing which we never did was to say anything about the parents.
Right.
Yeah.
They are grieving parents. They've lost their only child, and this way,
Yeah.
through such a brutality. Having said that, even today, when the mother of the victim has decided to step into electoral politics. Okay, under a BJP symbol. We have nothing to say. It's her choice.
Yeah.
What we want to say is, when the Arjikor incident took place, there was never a day that anybody from Trinamool Congress evaded or hid himself, least of all the Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee. We took it absolutely, hands-on. And what could be done at that point of time till the CBI took over the administration, the investigation.
Yeah.
Kolkata police did whatever it did. It's all there, which even CBI then endorsed and did not further arrest anybody. It was a Supreme Court monitored CBI investigation, and it's sub judice. We have nothing to say. Witnesses were called. We faced tremendous backlash for this. You know how the CP, etc., Merudondo, spine.
Yeah.
We, least of all, women atrocities here are always addressed. I think we are one of those states where we have established courts to address crimes against women. Also, women police thanas. It sends a different kind of a. We have women in the police force. We have the pink force, etc. And not only that, at that time in Vidhan Sabha, I remember, this was in August when the incident took place, 9th of August that year. And then I think that was an ongoing
September only.
September.
Yeah.
The Aparajita bill was introduced.
Tabled and passed.
So the proponents of the bill was Trinamool Congress. The bill got cleared from the Vidhan Sabha in West Bengal. Till date, it is yet to be converted into a law because it is now with the Mahamanna Rashtrapati. It is with her. So why is the Aparajita bill not being cleared? A state, an elected government feels that the harshest punishment should be awarded to such perpetrators. But it's not got clear. So where is the will? All that. Then at that time we saw the Andolan. We saw the movement. Spontaneously people came in, contributed everything. But gradually the move turned political. It was taken up as a weapon to attack Mukhyamantri politically. She sat with those known faces of the Andolan who were spearheading the revolution, the doctors, junior doctors, also other steps, for better facilities at night, etc., etc. All that was parallelly happening. Supreme Court also ordered. We were reverting to the Supreme Court's order. All that was happening, but gradually the Andolan, the protests took, somebody else was kind of then taking a benefit out of it. Those parties were evident. Then they left front, and again BJP stepping into it. So then you see how crowdfunding came in. What you for a protest for Abhaya, you need funds. Why do you need money for it? Look at the huge contributions. Why do you at all need contributions? And then the case in court, which Vrinda Grover, a lawyer like Vrinda Grover, takes it up without any, she's doing it on an honorary basis when she saw the merits of the, the crime. But I think, why did she withdraw from this? What happened? I mean, that's a big question. She's such a lawyer of high esteem, very principled, fought for rights, women rights. It is a question, why did she step out of it? So what actually happened? Then, of course, we saw Ana Jana Lagai Tha from here to Delhi to the Home Minister, CBI director, everything was happening. We went through all this. Yes, the corruption also came out of it. Sandeep Ghosh and all those people have got arrested. Shouldn't happen. All that should not have happened. But we lost a life. That's true. And this is where we stand. And now, finally, the lady has stepped out and she is now chosen a symbol. What is tragic is, Bharatiya Janata Party is sheltering criminals, elected representatives who themselves have committed crimes on women. So they have perpetrated crimes on women, and there are elected people, Kuldeep Singh, Brijbhushan Singh, etc., etc. You look at the cabinet or otherwise, you will find how many cases of crimes are against some of the colleagues. Those who said that Bilkus Banu ke rapists are sanskari,
Yeah.
that is the party which garlanded those sanskari people, the rapists who were not accused of Bilkis Banu crime, they were convicted.
Yeah.
They were proven to have committed the crime. आपने गुजरात सरकार उसको रिहा कर देती है on 15th August. On Independence Day, you think you can pardon a crime and sanskari, garlanding, mithai khilao, till Supreme Court steps in and puts them back into jail. उसी party से the lady is expecting justice is so tragic. Nirbhaya's mother has given a comment, who relied on the justice of the courts of the country, did get justice. Shouldn't have happened. Who are talking? Delhi mein this year, January 2026, how many girls have got missing? What are we talking? The Delhi Chief Minister comes and gives big lecture out here, Rekha Gupta. You see, this is not a story of my crime and your crime and my rape and your rape. Rape is a rape. It is not classified according to states. But yes, NCRB data shows that the BJP ruled states have a high data. Come again, then BJP says, "Aap to data dete nahi hai." You see, they have an excuse and bahana for everything. How much defensive can we get? We are saying that it should not happen. It's not like your rape and my rape. But we have to get the act together. But yes, BJP, why don't you say anything about Brijbhushan Singh? Well, there was Olympic gold wrestlers.
Yeah.
And for a year they were protesting. What justice? I don't know.
Massive
It just got
protests.
lost. It
Yeah.
just got lost. They were pressurized to withdraw.
Yeah.
And she has joined that party.
Yeah.
That's it.
So the next question I would like to ask, another thing that BJP is fighting the polls with, another that lack of industries and flight of capital. But we have seen 8 BGPS business summits in the last 15 years of the Trinamool Congress tenure, and we have seen quite a few investments over the years. So, what are your views on? But there is a little dissatisfaction among the people and the narrative that BJP is also building that there is no future, there is no industry in West Bengal. So, what are your views on that?
So, first of all, I don't want to get into whataboutery, trying to say that what is the kind of investment which Honorable Prime Minister has brought from his various foreign engagements with foreign countries, where almost 762 crores has been spent of Indian money. Anyway, no whataboutery. Nothing has really come in. Why has he even privatized rail then? Why is he even giving the airports to selected people? All that is there on one side. Insurance is private, everything. Where's the FDI? If you've gone abroad, FDI ka hai. You've taken capitalists from here and signed agreements in Davos, Switzerland. How does it help the country? Anyway, that is one set. We are not against the industry or the industrialists, so please make no mistake. Now, the point here is, when Didi started in 2011, it was on a very difficult terrain. Because by then, Bengal was branded as a state jahan pe strike hota hai.
Yeah.
Industrial strikes, mandates lost, load shedding, there is paucity of power generation, water, and of course, lot of, who would, a wrong signal again. Didi said that on a fertile land, which it is crop yielding, you cannot have a automobile industry on that land. There was an Andolan, the Singur, the famous Andolan. If we were wrong, Supreme Court would not have endorsed this in 2013. And if we were not, if we were wrong, then Narendra Modi in this recent, when he went to Singur, would have put a factory there. Kyun nahi laga? The way the entire day the narrative was such, till he came and the meeting was over, कि बस as if Narendra Modi आके आज वही factory बैठा के ही जाएंगे.
Right.
What happened? Doesn't he know that you can't do it there? He knows. I think he must be apprised of the Supreme Court judgment. But the entire day went like this. Lots of headwinds that we have to encounter. Yes, we have tried. Didi is now has worked on, and we have to change that impression. That yes, no zero mandates lost, no strikes, no that militant trade unionism.
Yeah.
Tala wala to sab ho gaya. We have got dead industries. Didi is paying for Jessup and Dunlop
Yeah.
so that those employees do not die without anything. Those closed. Litigation. CPM अब क्या क्या देके गया है? Lily biscuits and everything. But anyway, you will say that you are here from 2011, now it's 26, you cannot continue with that. But that is what we have suffered and we started with it. Of course, now there's no load shedding, 24 into 7, there's power generation, and not because there's no industry. It doesn't mean that it's proportional. Oh, you have no industry, so there's no load shedding. If you have industry, there'll be load shedding, and that's why that happens in Delhi or Noida. I'm not going by that. Yes, BGBS, various summits, there has been an attempt, there have been engagements. Then I really need to roll out those numbers. We also may have then said that Tata cannot have a nano company there. That nano went to Gujarat. Sanand kya hua? It didn't work out there either. Well, nobody's talking about that. But here, of course, we are opposed because it should not happen on a single fertile land. But the ancillary industries or the land around, yes, there is, MSME parks, etc., all coming up. We have companies like Ultratech here. We have Tata Metallics. We have not fought with them. It's not it's like a mutation. It's not kind of a relationship like that. Tata Metallics is here in Kharagpur, huge. We have other cement companies. We have the Jindals. So we have Purulia. It's not that it's not happened. And they are generating jobs, and the jobs is happening. We don't have a very friendly, I would say, media, which would really talk or project all of this. But that attempt has been there, and I think we will work on this further.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, for the this election, your manifesto is out. These 10 Ongekar. Now, as you said that we have in the past 15 years, we've worked on the premise that that notion of militant trade unionism, lockouts, strikes, band, that has been done away with. So you come to power again in 2026. What is going to be the first work which the government wants to do? Of course, you have social welfare schemes which you spoke about, like Lucky Bhandar, which you want to continue, of course. But on the industry front, will that be the thing when Trinamool comes to power?
Yes, I think Didi has quite often publicly spoken about the various companies which are here and the various engagements of the various industries. Also now you get a step further, IT, data centers, AI, and there is a lot of technology, innovation or new things coming up. So yes, she has a projection for that. And yes, a land bank has been identified. Predominantly we are an agricultural state. That also yields, that is also an industry which yields employment. We often don't take that into consideration.
And we are trying new crops.
Yes, trying new crops, and the farmers are not distressed out. So there's no farmer distress or farmer suicides. That is also an employment. And of course, you have seen the technical education wing too, with Utkarsh Bangla. All over the country, we are talking of unemployment. We are also grappling with that problem, but the entire country is also with unemployment at the highest. Yes, I think if we could really get what money is owed to us from the government, which is actually due to us, maybe we would have inflated our programs much more. We could have, but we have been deprived. We are having to feed programs which are done by the government at the center and the government in the state. Those dual programs have been entirely done by her. If we have to divert our funds for the entire 100-day scheme, or for the roads, for the water, the ultimate water connection, or even for the house for the rural poor, if you're not given it, you're actually strangulated economically. It's like economic oppression to yield. That which Didi has not been doing. So ultimately, we have not compromised. So our dues are also withheld. I think if they came, 2 lakh crores would have really done a lot for us. eventually withdrew also the industrial incentives. People take the incentives and there's not much gain that we get out of it.
Yeah.
So incentives were also withdrawn. People will come because otherwise, it's like a gateway to the east and gateway
Yeah.
to Southeast Asia. We are very well placed geographically.
Yeah.
So that strategic location is exploited. I think we will try to do better. We are not saying we are perfect at all, but yes, we can.
So with this, we come to the end of our discussion. Thank you, Dr. Panja, for giving us so much time. And for more videos, please tune into. Thank you.